Hello guys, we're here today with another very awesome deck profile. We're here with some Cosmos. Yes, Cosmos here on the Salvation server. It has updated to have some of the new Cosmos. They do not have Strawman or the Equip spell. And when it comes to the Equip spell, I'm not sure really if I even like it, because like it allows you to attack twice, which is really good with Farm Girl, just being able to get off 2 searches, and inflicts piercing. I think it also increases attack a little, but I also feel like if you were gonna run an Eclipse spell card for Farm Girl, you might as well run Moon Mirror Shield, so that way she can run over everything and deal 100 damage to get off that search. It would put itself back in the deck. So I don't really like the Eclipse spell too much, but it probably should be in here. And Strawman, really, I honestly have no clue how if I should even run Strawman, because this deck is very tight. There isn't a lot of room. The only room here is really Solemn Notice, but seeing out on the Salvation server they don't have a TCG only option. That's really useful. I am running this because everybody else is running it. So I shall just go right in Cosmo Dark Destroyer. He's the level 8 Dark machine type monster that will, when he is summoned, he will destroy a monster. Target one monster on the field, destroy it, which is really good because you can target self and then get his effect, or any of your other Cosmos ships that will then spell summon another monster. So if you want, so pretty much what's awesome with him is if your opponent has no monsters, you can attack with all your stuff, summon out like a Slip Rider, pop something, or a Forerunner, and then if you can still summon out a Dark Destroyer, you can summon him out, destroy your Forerunner you already attacked with, and then summon out a Slip Rider or a level 4 or another Farm Girl. So Dark Destroyer is really good. Forerunner just can't be targeted, which is really good. Just that saved me multiple games not being targeted. He can't be casted away, and during your standby phase gain 1,000 life points, and life points is very precious, especially when you're running triple Solemn Notice, Ring of Destruction, and then just you're losing so much life from using Cosmo Town. So gaining life can be really useful. Slip Rider, just pop back row, so he's the opposite of Dark Destroyer, he's really good still. He's a light machine type monster, so you can use him to make Pleiades, although Pleiades doesn't need machines, but you can use him to make the Cyber Dragon XE Cyber Nova that you can then use to make Infinity, but we don't get Infinity until Bosch, which I think comes out in January or February, and by then this deck will have even more new supports. So I decided that would be a little bit too soon to put Cyber Dragon Infinity in this deck, but definitely this deck can make it using either Vitaliamos or just making it using 2 Slip Riders. Wicked Witch is awesome. That's where if you're going to try to make a rank 4, because she can protect herself, pay 1,000 life points, and this is the real hefty thing in terms of paying for life. Because it's 1,000 life points this turn, this card cannot be destroyed by battle by card effects, which is really great. 19 beater. You can banish her to summon a level 5 or higher. So she's just great to stay on the field, and then next turn you can summon out Good Witch, or maybe even tribute her, because a lot of people liking to use Imperial Iron Wall, but Slip Rider gets its effect if he's normal summoned as well. So just having a monster that can't be destroyed is really good. Good Witch, you pay 500 to turn the monster face down, and all of these cards right here, the Cosmo, the Good Witch, and the Farm Girl, can all banish themselves to spot some Cosmos that are 1 level higher than them. And then Farm Girl, of course, will pay 500 life points if it inflicts damage. Add a Cosmo card from your deck to your hand. And then we're running 1 Allure. Honestly, this deck needs a little bit better draw power, because this deck is all about having floating from your hand. Like if you have a whole bunch of Cosmos, and like a Farm Girl or a Wicked Witch, like if you have, I'd say 2 of these guys, any 2 of these guys, and like 2 of these guys, that's really great, because now you can summon out one, and then if something happens you can get rid of it. So they're just really good to just bounce and get rid of, kind of like how Rescue Rabbit, just you can't de-prison it, you can't do anything to it because it always gets rid of itself. So but it doesn't have good enough draw power to where you can get all those Cosmos to your hand and also still have stuff to work with, such as your Cosmo Town or your back row. So Allure definitely helps. I mean, it has no downside because you can always add back the Wicked Witch or the Dark Destroyer. 1 Instant Fusion for 1 Nodin. It can be a little bit tricky if you open up with it, because normally you end up banishing your level 4s, but if you do go for that 1 XZ summon, it sets itself up. And he's just great. He's a water monster, so he's perfect for Abyss Dweller. because Abyss Traveler with this deck can just really hurt the Necros matchup and many other matchups. One Regeki, one Dark Hole, you go plus off a Dark Hole, these guys get their effects when they're destroyed, so there's really no downside to it. 3 Upstarts, just for more consistency. 3 Emergency Teleports, still you gotta run it, and you can always put Farm Girl back into the deck. You can add her using the Cosmo Town and then shuffle her using Cosmo Town into the deck and then draw 1 card. So Emergency Teleport should always have targets. There should never be a point where you do not have targets for Emergency Teleport unless you open up with a brick hand with like 3 Farm Girls and like no Cosmo Town and like 3 Farm Girls, 2 E-Tellies. That would be awful. And then of course we have the field spell itself. You can target a banished Cosmo, turn hand, lose life points equal to its level times 100. So this guy will make you lose 800, 800, 700, 500, 400, 400, and 300 life. And then you can reveal any number of Cosmo monsters, shuffle them into the deck, and then draw an equal number of cards. So that's really great just to get rid of stuff, put it back in the deck. Like if you can like use a Farm Girl attack, if you don't really want to summon out the monster or whatever, for one reason or another, you can just then use Cosmo Town and add Farm Girl back, shuffle her back. It's all just really great to go really plus. And then for traps, we have all of the 1-of traps and then 3 Solemn Notice. If you don't know what Solemn Notice does, it's a Black Hole in Heaven, so if your opponent would special a monster or if a monster effect is activated, which is something that not even Judgment can do. Judgment does not negate monster effects. Neither does Warning, so this is definitely a card that needs to exist. Pay 1500 life, negate the special summon or activation, and if you do destroy it. So unfortunately it doesn't hit the normal summon, which kind of sucks, so Deneko will be a thing. But it is still very powerful just being able to negate a monster effect or a summon, so it's very powerful. And this deck as a whole, I feel this is a very balanced deck because it can go really aggressive. It can be attack, summon, 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 just keep on attacking with new monsters. And then if it can't kill you, you can go into really stun based where you go and activate a pendulum, alright, banish one of these guys, summon out Slip Rider, boom, pop it, or you summon a monster, boom, pop it, and then you have all the extra back row to help supplement that. You have the Dark Holes, the Regeki to help you go for your OTK. So this deck is very balanced, I feel, just being able to play during both players' turns, just being able to go for game, your turn, and if you can't do that, set up to where your opponent can't do a lot during their turn. So I really like this deck, but it's expensive. Farm Girl, why are you so expensive? But I mean, like I said in one of my videos that Farm Girl's price before all this Cosmo stuff was all hype. It was all based on the new support that wasn't even revealed. Like I was like, Farm Girl's gonna be really good eventually once the new support comes out, and now the new support has come out, so Farm Girl's really good. And honestly, this is what they needed. They needed a monster that can destroy stuff. Like if Shadows had gotten, like everybody wants everybody looked at Dragon and was like, oh yeah, they're gonna get a monster that when sent to the graveyard will pop something, and they never did. But if they did get a Shadow monster that popped when sent to the graveyard, then they would have been a lot better. They would have been very, very good. And now Cosmos has got it, so this deck's going to be very great. It has a decent matchup against Magi Spectres, because for the most part, the only trap card they have to worry about is the Tempest, because Tempest can negate and they can't really do anything. But against all the other trap cards, they can deal with, like the one that banishes can be annoying for these guys, but these guys can bounce through it. The one that destroys, these guys can bounce through it, and these guys will float if they're destroyed, so the quick play won't do anything. The normal spell could hurt them, but these guys can bounce through that. So this deck has a very decent matchup, and of course with 3 Solemn Notice they can negate the Pendulum Summons, and of course Warning can negate the Pendulum Summons. And then if they have the Field Spell out, if they have Majestic Pegasus out, you can always Bottomless, and of course you can always Torrential. But you wouldn't be able to use these 2 cards, and Vanities wouldn't do much against the deck. Well, it would negate, it would make Majestic Pegasus fizzle a little. So yeah, tell me guys what you think of this deck. It's definitely very, very powerful, and oh yeah, the XZ monsters. Of course, Noden, really you're gonna be making if anything, the rank 4s. So we have all the good rank 4s just in case for whatever. Don't even know why this guy's in here, but you never know. And then rank 5s, we have Bulbasaurus and Pleiades, just help go for game, get that burn damage and the whatnot. And then the big eye, the Draco Sack, if we can get out 2 Forerunners. And then 1 Felgrand if we can get out 2 Dark Destroyers. And Felgrand would, like, he wouldn't hurt to make, especially if you're trying to set up to make it so your opponent can't do much. You have that one back row, and you have 2 of these guys. Wouldn't hurt to make a Felgrand. He will have less attack, but still 28 is still a lot, and being able to negate a monster effect is still very, very useful. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this deck. I think this deck is gonna be very good, very powerful this format. And yeah, I'll try to get you guys some duels with this deck tomorrow, which will be a pain because the replays here on Salvation suck. They never work. I just had a really good duel against Necros. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. And again, thank you guys for being